This illustration deals with a short circuit rating in accordance with 408.6. And the purpose of change was to provide a new section. And this new section has been added to clarify that switchboards, switchgear, and panel boards shall have a current short circuit rating not less than the available fault current that may be present. This new section does not apply to 1 and 2 family dwellings. The available current and date the calculation was performed shall be field marked on the enclosure at the point of supply. The available current marking shall comply with 110.21b3. But also review very careful 110.24 to calculate the available short circuit current and the items that have to be listed per 110.24. Now, reviewing the equipment, electrical equipment, notice we have switchgear defined in Article 100. That's to the left. It racks items in and out. Then you have the switchboard, and you have these stationary protective devices there. And then you have your panel board, and those devices are permanent, installed, and they're not adjustable in any way. They're either 15, 20, 30, and et cetera, in accordance with Table 240.6a. Now, all your marking rules, to me, that's very important, is to review underneath this electrical equipment. We have stated for marking rule, see 110.21, B as in boy, 3. Now, let's review the notes. Note 1, switchboards, switchgear, and panel boards shall have a rating not less than the available short circuit current as outlined in 408.6. Now, notice this changed in the 2017 NEC where it said have a rating not less than the available short circuit current. And I kind of addressed that to you earlier in the presentation, that the reason this is required or mentioned is that we used to take like a 10 kA breaker and take 80% of that 10 kA, and we'd only hit it with 8,000 amps. Some of your cities still practice this because it was in their ordinance. So they wanted to point out, no, if you have a 10 kA breaker, then it would interrupt your 10 kA with these new modern type circuit breakers available to us today. So that was kind of the impact of Note 1 in the 2017, further stated in the 2020 NEC. And then notice Note 2, the calculation date should be field marked is outlined in 406.6 of the 2020 NEC. Again, be sure you look at 110.24. The second note states the calculation date shall be marked as outlined in 408.6 of the NEC. The Note 3 now, the circuit directory for a panel board may be located in an approved location adjacent to the panel board door, as outlined in 408.4a as in Apple. And then, of course, we look at the Note 4, and panel boards shall not be installed in the faced-up position as required by 408.43. Remember that. And then this rule does not apply to dwelling units. Dwelling units are exempt from this rule, but it's still a good idea to apply it there, in my opinion. But just remember, in most all jurisdictions, you have 10 kA circuit breakers in dwelling units and 5 kA in the old existing neighborhoods. So your short circuit is more regulated than it is in commercial and industrial type locations.